Welcome to Spook Squad, the podcast that watches horror films that go flop in the night. I'm Jared.
I'm Nick.
I am Lisa.
A callback to a previous episodes. Those are always good.
I'm
no,
Nate. I'm sorry, I'm Nathan.
It's Nathan. It's not Lisa. We didn't change host yet again.
No.
Okay, so on tonight's episode, we watched Red Riding Hood, and this is a movie from 2011, which is a little older. So this is a 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb, and we watched it on, you guessed it, Netflix.
We did it different.
We
guys.
did it. We tried. We made an attempt to not watch something.
We specifically searched for movies on Netflix.
I bet
Yes.
nobody was ready for that either. They were all
Nobody.
like, it's going to be Amazon again.
Yeah, Amazon
Got
again.
you, bait and switch.
Exactly.
Suck it, nerd. Sorry, that was aggressive.
You were talking directly to Nick, like you were focused directly at him.
I kind of just generally
liked it.
look in between you guys, so I can just sift my eyes.
All right, Nick, why don't you go ahead and give us the budget?
We're looking at $42 million.
It's a pretty big budget.
42.
Hey, you know what? Because those
Half of that
nails
went to
were
Gary
real
Oldman.
silver.
Yeah, there you go, for sure.
Okay, did you look at the gross? Did you see what the gross was?
There was
Because
plenty
I
of
have
gross.
that. If you don't,
There
was plenty of
Jared,
gross.
I'm going to be honest with you. Didn't do that.
Didn't look. Okay,
Did not.
this movie made $90.2 million.
This fucking profited. Fantastic.
Yeah,
My
Weird.
God. Sheep.
yeah.
He's a sheep.
All right, Nick, go ahead and give us a synopsis on this movie.
You guys ready for the synopsis?
Yeah,
Yeah, I literally just asked.
yeah. You have to read it out loud.
Oh, okay. Set in a medieval village that is haunted by a werewolf, a young girl falls for an orphaned woodcutter, much to her family's displeasure.
That's the synopsis.
That's it.
That's it.
No, where's the big one? The one from
hold
Warner
on.
Brothers.
Valerie is a beautiful young woman torn between two men.
Hold on. Okay, the synopsis that you just read was the real synopsis that it was. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I want more. I want the Warner Brothers.
You guys know
one.
I never fuck around on this show. Like,
Yeah.
that was absolutely the synopsis.
No, he made it up on the fly.
No, I just it seemed like it was cut short.
Yeah,
That's why I asked.
because we were both expecting the long one.
Yeah, I think that they wanted us to be way more prepared for the relationship story in this than the fucking werewolf.
Well, it is like a horror mystery romance thriller, so there is that.
We're just missing like cowboys
And aliens,
and aliens and musical.
all set in Disney.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into one good thing.
Hey, Nathan, why don't you go first?
I don't want to. My one. I was gonna say I don't want to go first.
Words.
My one good thing is that apparently bread is the greatest heal all of all time.
Yes.
It's the fucking Bactine or Neosporin.
What
of
was
this
the
fantasy
exact
world.
quote?
It was. Oh wait,
So,
I wrote it down.
The
It's
quote is, all sorrows are less with bread.
That is seriously sounds like some shit that my mom would have got from her mom.
It sounds like something you would get from like a TJ Maxx home decor aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to get into Grandma and her bread obsession later, but that's fucking great.
I mean, Grandma's making that bread.
Hi, Grandma is obsessed with bread. She be baking.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, what's yours?
All right. I have two. One is more of a runner-up in case somebody stole my other one, but the runner-up was the epic fire jump.
The epic fire jump was really good.
I
And
almost was going to do that.
it was-
I really considered that.
It was
one.
enough for Nick to rewind the movie.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I didn't. I tried. Jared had to take over. I was unsuccessful.
You tried to rewind like what, 2-3 times,
Yes.
and you.
Well, that's all y'all
could
saw.
not
I
figure it
hit
out.
rewind a lot more than that.
So the funny thing about this fire jump is that it didn't even look like he jumped over the fire. It looked like he was behind the fire the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Like, I think that they were like, hey, we don't have insurance for this shot, so Steve, just go stand behind the fire and make it look like you jumped it.
Like,
Yeah.
this isn't a dangerous fire.
No.
They all acted like it was a dangerous fire. It was 8 foot tall.
It was a foot high. Yeah. It was not a big fire at all.
It was amazing.
Okay, so my actual one good thing is.
Oh, so you get two. Okay.
Yeah, I get two. Because why not? Okay, so it's whenever Gary Oldman, who plays Solomon in the movie, is talking directly to Red Riding Hood. Valerie is her name in the movie. And he's like, his pupils are dilating and expanding and stuff. It was actually a pretty cool moment.
And they did do an effect where they made the pupils like
dilate and expand, like I just said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you say it. I don't.
You
listen
literally have headphones putting the audio directly into your ears.
Because what happened in my brain was I immediately just rewound my brain to that moment in the movie and was rewatching it.
I'm so glad everybody that listens to this is going to hear you say you rewound your brain.
Yeah. It's the only way I can be kind to myself.
Be kind. Rewind.
Yeah. That's the joke I made.
I know, but I remember we've been over this. I don't have a lot of faith in our audience. I want to make sure they got it.
Damn it.
I'm just kidding. I love all of y'all. Jared, you can cut that.
It's not.
It's not
getting cut now.
Fuck yeah.
So, Nick, what's your one good thing?
Well, since you asked, I'll tell you. I actually liked the design on Red Riding Hood's house. It actually felt like it was in a fantasy world, whereas the rest of the village and pretty much all the other locations we were in were like, hey, let's make a set that closes off as many sight lines as possible because we don't want to like fill this set out. We just want, and it just didn't feel like a fantasy world except for her house. Actually, the design on it looked.
Are you
good.
talking about her house in the village, or are you talking about the grandmother's house?
Yeah, the grandmother's house.
Oh, you're right. That was Grandma's house that she went to. Sorry,
because it was over the river and through the wood.
Yeah,
you're right. It was Grandma's house. Fair point. Thank you for keeping me accurate, Jared. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I didn't even know what my one good thing was.
I have a second one good thing. It's that they hit all of the major points of the Red Riding Hood story.
They did, and they did it in kind of a crappy way.
Yeah,
we'll get into it.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that they hit him, and then we can get into that later.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, Nathan, kill breakdown. How many we got?
So I just put 11 because there was a point when it was another one of those, like I couldn't fucking keep up with it.
Yeah.
It was so many people dying so fast.
And it's all like no-name people, mostly.
Yeah.
There were some people who were named.
I'm pretty
mostly
confident
no
they
name.
used like the same extra 3 times to die.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1 would be Lucy died by werewolf attack. Number 2 is Adrian died by a wolf attack. Number 3, wolf gets head cut off, not by Adrian. I just wanted to point that out real fast.
Definitely not Adrian.
Not Adrian. Number 3, no, that was number 3. Number 4 is werewolf killed a dude.
Just a dude.
And not any dude. It was the dude who was parading the wolf's head on a pike.
Yeah.
It was that guy.
The old guy.
The guy who's like, yeah.
Wolf's dead.
Fuck with this new person who came in and has experience killing these things says, I'm right. We killed the werewolf. Yeah, that guy. I'm going to call him Ned. And
Flanders.
the next one, what?
Flanders.
Yeah. Netty Fingers. That's what they call him on the street. Number 5 is, Number 5 is guy drawing wolf died.
Oh my God!
Which I wanted to specifically highlight that.
Yeah.
Because it was amazing.
Just fucking drawing the wolf.
He's like a
as
speed
it's attacking
sketcher.
the village.
It's like he's almost done.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like halfway.
Yeah, he's almost done.
He was like already halfway detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was getting ready to start on the shading. Like my guy had the entire wolf done.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was like if he had a magic pencil, he was almost at the point where the drawing would come alive.
If we all perish, they must know what happened.
Yeah. And so I wanted to specifically highlight that before I went bunch of other villagers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because he's like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic.
Yeah. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio had a part in this movie.
Did he?
He was one of the producers.
Oh.
Yeah, one of, not the
Which was the thing that we would not have noticed if we weren't yelling the names of the
reading
people
out
at the
the
beginning.
names.
All right. Number 7, soldier was bitten, so he was killed by Gary Oldman. Number 8, Father August with an E at the end. So August. Killed by Gary Oldman. which I'm not really sure why, because I was like, I don't know if I was typing something or I was.
Nope.
I thought somebody was,
We'll be getting into a lot of this, and
yeah, I don't really know why he killed him.
yeah.
Um,
Did you say the guy in the elephant already?
I didn't count that because I thought he was alive.
Yeah, he didn't die.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
No.
I swear that dude was so pale and not moving when his sister went up there, and he wasn't dead.
No, Claude didn't die.
Was he ever around again?
No.
He was laying there and looked pale as shit, and she put her hand on him and like.
Yeah, and then he like tooted and started masturbating. It was weird. You didn't remember that?
I don't know what you're doing here, but you're lying to
Obviously, not accurate.
I don't think he's dead. Like
no, he wasn't dead.
Okay, look, I'm with you
yeah.
guys. I believe you.
Okay.
They specifically said they let him go.
Okay.
Yeah, but I thought it was kind of like a haha, we got him out, but it was too late. He's already
No.
dead.
No.
No. And number 9 is Gary Oldman gets bitten and stabbed. Number 10, Grandma killed by Caesar, but it's spelled Caesar. That's how they spelled his name in the what's it called, subtitles. And then 11 is Caesar killed by Goldman silver nails wielded by Valerie.
All right. So, yeah, there's quite a bit to break down here. And I mean, it's going to bring us perfectly into ridiculous moments because
Oh, yeah.
it's like you had to take the whole hand
Yeah.
and stab him with the silver nails.
Okay, because here's the thing is that he cut off his wife's hand
Yeah.
and kept it preserved magically in a box.
Yeah. Like, did not decompose at all.
No, not one bit. But was able to do that. And
Well, it's like the way they present it, as though it was some giant genius decision. Like they like even after she like reveals she has it, they like do a quick flashback to her digging a hole in the snow and pulling the fucking hand out. Like, oh shit! Like it's some big reveal. And
like we had seen
was
her
nothing.
digging in the snow.
yeah, like there was nothing. And then
nobody saw that.
I'm confident even a frozen hand that has already gone through rigor mortis is not going to just be shoved into a person's stomach, regardless of its spiky, pointy silver nails. She like shoved that straight in, like all the way into him to kill him. And I'm just like, they had silver weapons.
Oh, she's super strong.
Oh yeah, she wrongholed him all day.
She made her own path.
She made her own path.
I really like that they made it a point for us to see Solomon's nails when he's eating that meat. Like it was just like the most disgusting.
Because he was using the nails to like slice the meat
It's
and
also
then was
super
eating with
fun
it.
that he just like after he had those installed never like entered the water again because there was blood coming out from like where his nails like met the finger. Like he had just had them installed, and I was like, dude. What did you do? I mean, I understand like soap is not a big thing, but like my guy never was in the water at any point.
Soap wasn't you're saying soap wasn't a big thing. Every single one of these people
Super clean.
was impeccably clean.
Well, it's a fairy tale.
Oh yeah.
It's a fairy tale, but they were all very clean except for his one hand.
Right. Well, man. When there was still blood on it, I was like, was he just like, we're going to this village and I plan to freak them out. Give me silver nails. Like, what the fuck was that about?
But here's the big question is, why didn't he have nails on all of his fingers? It was just like 2 of them or 3 of them, but like one was missing. As if he chipped a nail and decided to pull it off.
Also, like, I'm going to be honest with you. If somebody was like, hey, I have an idea. I'm going to give you silver nails. I'm going to be like, fuck that. Make those crossbow bolt tips. Like, I'm not going to go fist fight, like, square up with the werewolf. Like,
yeah, like, why was that a choice for him?
Well, he made a lot of interesting choices.
He had the holy
He
sword.
really did.
He had the holy sword that no one could touch but him.
I love that,
fucking
like,
sword.
when Gary Oldman first shows up, Solomon first shows up, he's presented as, like, this guy that's like, okay, he is here to help. And, like, you know, it's not uncommon that you have that guy show up who turns out to be, like, just as sick and twisted as whatever monster they're dealing with. But he just didn't do it in a way that made sense. He was just like, oh, like later when Roxanne comes to him and is like, okay, if you save my brother, I'll give you the name of a witch. And he's like, fantastic. I'm like, how many fucking monsters are you hunting? Like, are you here looking for leprechauns too? If somebody comes out and is like, dude, if you just leave this town, like, we got leprechauns and fairies across the river. I mean, what is this guy?
Right.
I thought he was here for a werewolf, but...
Dude, I would cancel my dog hunt for a leprechaun hunt because they got gold.
Fair enough. That's a fair point.
Look, all I'm saying is that, like, if I had a sword and I was fighting a dog, I would probably win.
So your name is not Adrian.
Yeah. I could eat. All right, like let's go around the room. I could kill a dog with a sword. It doesn't matter how big the dog. I could, like, seriously do it. Like, and I'm not, like, trained with a sword or anything. Yeah. Jared, could you do it?
I mean, probably.
Like, a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm going to give myself...
Like, it is a
7.5.
It is a wolf that is attacking you.
It's a wolf that's attacking me. I mean, wolves are pretty big.
Yeah, there's a pretty big difference between a wolf and a dog, man.
Yeah.
You have a fucking sword.
I think you might potentially be overestimating swords right now. I know, as wild as that sounds, like you're talking about a gigantic wolf that, like,
I'm
talking at least a 3-foot sword to where you would stab it.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, wolves also hunt in packs. Okay,
not this one. I'm talking about one wolf.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about a wolf.
Just a wolf.
Just one.
Just a solo wolf.
Yeah.
A lone wolf.
God damn it! Just could you do it?
No, I couldn't. I don't have the heart of a killer.
No, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm pretty fucking confident. I mean, I think it would really come down to, is the wolf smart enough to dodge the goddamn sword? Because wolves are quick. So if it jumps out of the way of the sword, I'm only getting one swing. Because after that, I'm just going to piss my pants and run.
Yeah,
and scream like, ah!
Yeah, but you would be able to get in at least a couple of hacks, and you'd probably, like, hurt it
here's
on accident.
Now, Nathan, I'm not confident you would win because you don't hack with a sword. You swipe. Like, it's a slash or a stab motion. We can cut this.
No. I want to follow this conversation. Please.
Look, I'm giving myself a full 7.5 because it was snowing.
They were in a cave and they had torches.
They were in a cave. That is fair. So, like, there could be, like, dust and rocks and shit. And I'm pretty clumsy sometimes. I could fall. Maybe I stab myself. Who knows?
What if Henry killed his father?
No, I think we got the answer. The killer was the werewolf in the cave.
No, I thought it was the regular wolf.
Nope, it was not. It was
he
the werewolf.
said he was like, at the end when he explained his master plan.
Oh, because he smelled the smell or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So it was the
werewolf. No. He killed him because his wife had fucked him, and that
and Lucy
was not his daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I love how he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this dude, but then I'm just gonna, like, mutilate my wife's face and it'll be fine.
You know, my question is,
it's pretty biblical.
The entire life of his daughter Lucy did not know. How the fuck did he know who the father was?
He smelled it.
But couldn't he have done that?
Whoever smelt it dealt it, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you that, like, I mean, as a werewolf, in theory, he could absolutely smell that. However, did he just, like, have allergies the other, 16 years that she was alive? And he's like, no, just stopped up camp today. Sorry.
Yeah. Because up until the moment he killed Lucy, he thought she was his daughter.
Also, can we just for a moment talk about how cold my man is? Because not only did he kill her, he's then hugging his wife, standing there as Valerie's like, oh my God, my daughter died. And then he turns back to look at Valerie, who's like, what happened? And then they both dramatically step out of the way. And the whole time my guy's like, did good work there.
He's like, one and done, am I right? Yeah, like, okay, so that was it. That was when I first, like, suspected him. He was my first suspect.
You suspected him when he was holding his wife and revealed the body?
Yeah, because he was, like, not upset.
Oh.
He was very flat.
I honestly just thought that was because he couldn't act.
No, this is a dude who's been in stuff. Like, he's a decent actor. He has been in stuff.
This?
I mean, Gary Oldman acted the fuck out of this movie.
I'm not saying Gary Oldman didn't. I'm talking about
Gary
this guy.
Oldman does well in every movie.
Yeah. He acted the fuck out of this movie.
My question. Okay, I have a question relating to Lucy and Valerie and Valerie's mother. So Valerie's mother admits to Valerie that Lucy is not her husband's daughter.
Yes.
And at no point in time does Valerie question this at all and is like, well, am I somebody else's daughter? Like, are you just the person who's going around the village?
That's a fair point. It's kind of like in like, I don't know, in like nobody really questions a lot of the time in movies when they start fighting monsters and they're like, where the fuck did this come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, she really didn't. She just took some wild news and was just
just accepted it like immediately.
But she was also dealing with her own shit.
Oh, don't make me go into this yet.
She's like an 18-year-old daughter. She's an 18-year-old girl who is in love with a guy who's clearly like 7 years older than her, but is engaged to a guy that looks like he's 2 years younger than her. Who did, by the way, save the day.
Henry?
Yeah, Henry saved the day.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think so. I mean, I would say him and Peter collectively, right? I mean...
Why are you on Peter's jock?
I'm not.
Why are you on the Peter Pan?
I'm going to rip that man in half when we get there.
Why are you riding the Peter Pan?
Okay, wait. I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, so when we find out Dad is the werewolf, right? Which, you know, one of us already knew.
Which I fucking hated that Nathan was right.
Yeah. But
smell this.
Okay, so Valerie walks in, right? And Grandma's talking to her. She's like, "Oh, eat the soup, their soup." Like, then she says the bread fucking thing, like bread is good. How did he?
She says bread is good.
Bread is good.
Well, no, like how did this fucking werewolf mimic her voice?
I don't know.
And then.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have another question. She starts eating whatever the fuck is in the soup pot, right?
Oh,
and
it was
like,
Grandma.
Okay, for a moment, can we just... You fed your mother to your daughter and thought in any way she was going to fucking go with you?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
The thing is like her dad made fucking rational decisions to protect his daughter throughout the entire thing. And then when he's revealed as the wolf, it's like, well, why aren't you coming with me? It's like, because you've also been moonlighting as a fucking wolf and killing.
That's stupid. Oh.
But like, I mean, what did he think was going to happen? What did the writers of this think was going to work? They're like, no, it'll be fine because he's her dad and helped her. She just consumed Grandma. That's tight. I want to kill the entire village. I took revenge on your mother. Like, I can't. We just watched Ma where everybody made legitimate good decisions. And this is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Decisions were not the strong suit of characters in this movie.
Well, okay.
No.
Can we get into Peter? Or do we
yeah, let's get into Peter.
Yeah, because I've got another thing that ties back into this, which somebody needs to remind me of later. But you get into Peter because I want to watch you get into Peter. Just a big bowl of Peter.
The other half of the story of this is a fucking love triangle, except for poor Henry's in it, but he's really not. He's not. He was sort of shoehorned into it because he really liked Valerie. He was about it, and he made better money, and so
She's
Mom's
the pretty
like,
one.
yeah, go with her. So Jared, you made a comment that Peter was asked he was asked to let Valerie go.
Yes.
Okay. And then he attempted to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she pulls him into this dark alley and is like, basically, fuck me. Is basically what she says to him.
Yeah.
No way. No fucking way. This man, about 15 minutes ago, was told by her mother to let her go, and then she pulls him into the side, is like, fuck me, and he doesn't fold? He stays strong? No, I don't buy that. That dude is absolutely going to get laid and then be like, now I will let you go. But, I mean, And then he.
I love how you turned into like a old cartoon
I have no
villain.
idea who that's supposed to be.
No, let's
Like
do this.
twisting your mustache.
Well, like,
You did do a finger twirl up
Okay.
into the sky.
and then all right. So let's say he's
The
gonna
next part of
stay
my plan.
strong, and he's like, no, I'm gonna push you away. This meant nothing. All right, fine. But then my man goes to Henry and is like, hey, when we go to get this wolf, you better watch the fuck out because I'm gonna get you. And I'm like, wait, you just pushed this chick away. So why are you now coming after the guy that's getting her? Like, what are you doing? You're a douchebag. In what way am I supposed to like this character? But we're not done. Because then, because then my guy Peter decides that after they kill the wolf, or think they do, and everybody's celebrating, he's like, you know what? After I pushed her away, I'm not done being toxic. Let's pull this bitch back a bit. So he starts doing dancing with this chicken, which I guess is their version of erotic dancing, to get Valerie riled up. Fam,
Yeah.
you literally just told her, you're done, you're not interested. Then you went back to go try and threaten her. How was I supposed to root for them?
Yeah,
You're
no,
not.
he's.
But
well,
we were.
but what you also haven't gotten into is that they have had like a thing since they were children. But by children, I mean she was
She
8
was a
years
child.
old and he was like 15.
yeah.
Okay, but let's say even if they were the same age, right? Like, so he's a piece of shit for that. Is different. I don't know. Guess different time. Maybe he wasn't back then. Whatever. From our eyes, he's a piece of shit for it. But let's say they're the same fucking age. Everything else he does is to push her away, but then to pull her back. I mean, it literally was just like full on toxic. It was like a fucking teenager's relationship.
Yeah, dude, I'm into it.
But the thing was, is they kind of sold it to us as though it was supposed to be good. Like, because he showed back up at the end. This literally felt like Twilight. Like, we had a vampire, and you're kind of like, man, he's like 100-something years old. This guy's older than her. It was so fucking weird, man. I was like, how does half your story is a love romantic story? And I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but it was a major driving force of the movie.
And it just didn't work.
No.
There was also no chemistry when he laid her down on the hay so that they could start hooking up. He looked so awkward standing, like laying over this chick.
Well, I was gonna say there was more chemistry when Henry lifted her dress to pull the knife out of her boot.
Yes.
Like
I agree.
that was a
agree.
very tension, like sexual tension
Yeah.
moment.
Like that
Yeah.
actually, like legitimately, she actually looked like she was a little turned on by that.
Oh yeah.
Whereas anytime Peter was touching her, the actress looked like she's like, I have no interest in this.
So then
Fuck off.
I think what we're getting down to is Valerie has a kink for knife play.
I would have watched that over this.
Honestly, like maybe. I don't know.
You know, let's talk about the sexual tension of this movie for sure.
Oh,
because
yeah,
whenever
it's all sexual tension.
Gary Oldman comes into the
Oh,
village.
gross. Yeah,
and
he came
gives-
everywhere.
Yeah, he
And he came in and he started shoving
Oh my
people in
God.
an elephant's
when,
butts.
No, when his fucking kids come jumping, who was it that pointed it out? I think it was Jared.
Yeah.
He gets out of the fucking carriage and immediately his kids jump out crying like they hadn't seen him in years.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, y'all just took like a fucking 3-week carriage ride together. Y'all
Yeah.
probably hate each other right now.
right.
Yeah.
But this speech that he gives the village is extremely sexual.
Oh yeah, he's down to fuck. He's letting
he's,
them know.
Yeah, he's letting them know.
He's like,
I am
"Yo, I got
here
this-
for a purpose, and it's
I got these
not to
silver
kill a
nails."
wolf."
He's like, I got this sword and another one in the pants.
He's like, I
which
didn't-
one you trying to see, girl?
Yeah, he's like, I didn't get this manicure for nothing.
Also, the fucking trees were just filled with thorns. I have no idea what
There's thorn
that
trees.
was.
Jared, it's a
Doesn't make
fantasy
sense.
world. Thorn trees.
A fantasy world where Jesus exists.
Yeah, it's a fantasy world where Jesus exists.
I also, they also have like, I like the knight that's acting like a fucking soldier standing there. He's like, yeah, I'm the MP here. If any of y'all step out of line, I'm going to cross-bolt you. Like, he felt like he was just
Yeah.
a soldier with an assault rifle in a movie that's standing around to protect people. I was like, this is so
Yeah.
weird.
And he wore a trash can on his head.
He did. He had a trash can.
He had a trash can helmet.
And he had holes cut in it so he could see.
Yeah,
Because he's a thinker.
But he was never at any point angled to where he could aim down the crossbow.
There also were a lot of guys that were like, "Hey, we have dudes with crossbows, but let's fight this motherfucker with a sword." And I was kind of like, nobody was like, "Jimmy, come on, shoot this motherfucker!" Like Jimmy, I think took like one shot. I'm just naming him Jimmy. He didn't have a name as far as I know, but it was weird. Like, I get you're never gonna hit him, because it's a movie and you have to miss. But like, they could have had him shoot, because I think the crossbow only shot humans, like villagers. Like, I literally don't think it ever shot at the werewolf.
I almost spit my beer out.
It definitely hit Henry.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it hit Henry. Henry's the only thing that was hit by a crossbow bolt was Henry.
I just have
living thing.
If Silver, I mean, could you just like start cutting people with Silver and see if they have some sort of a reaction, like a tiny little cut? Like, there's got to be so many ways
you
could
could invite them onto the church grounds.
Yeah, that too. I was like, why
that
are
was
you
a
not
very
doing that?
obvious thing. But that was one of the things I was like, okay, the dad pretended to be drunk. Oh, that was it. That was my connection to Ma. Was that the dad was the church girl from Ma? It was twice in a row did we watch a movie where somebody pretended to be drunk at a party.
You know what though? He had throw up there. Like, so the guy, he's committed, dude. He just shoved the finger down the throat and was like, gotta fake this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, whenever you're in that situation, you kind of got to fake it, right?
Yeah, you got to fake it fake it till you make it, right?
Let's talk about this celebration that they had, though. It was very weird. Like, people were wearing pig masks and shit.
I also love
the music was terrible.
The girl in the middle of the village that just had like flaming balls on strings, like we would do, like people do now at festivals, and she's just like, look at the fire, which is one of the most dangerous things back then. Yeah. What if that fucker just went flying and hit one of their thatched roofs? Goodbye, village.
Goodbye, village.
And you know what? Solve the problem with the werewolf right there.
One of the things that I wanted to talk specifically about this celebration they had, they kept going back to this group of people that were dressed as 3 pigs and a wolf, and they kept talking about like the 3 little pigs story and how I'm going to blow your house down. And I'm like, why are we talking about this fucking thing in something that is not even related to it?
Well, it's because they were world building, Jared, and it's real to them.
They're like, oh yeah, we know about big bad wolves, and it's the one that eats the Shrek pigs.
Well, I also love the fact that
look like Shrek.
Like they had the vest and everything. They were dressed like Shrek.
I love that the wolf goes, and then they all fall over.
Yeah.
It was so
multiple
stupid.
times. It wasn't
it
was
like
multiple times.
I like how they're like, this trick is fucking great. This joke is landing everywhere. Let's go around the village.
Yeah.
It's like the director had this idea to put it in and then was like, oh, hey, we forgot to do this thing, so let's put it in again. And it's like, no, we've already done this. No, just do it. It's great. I love it.
Wait. It'd be super funny if the wolf guy humped the guy that's going to be the wolf later.
Well, I think, honestly, he was worried that we were so focused on the story and the plot because it was just so...
thin?
No, I was going to say it was a well fleshed out plot, had a lot of good choices that were made. And because of that, he was afraid that we wouldn't see the pigs, fall over. And so that's why he had to give it to us multiple times.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gross.
I think that's...
Can we talk about the Oedipus complex that they're trying to get across here at the end of the movie?
Yeah, ask me how I care about that.
Yeah, about how the dad ate them, like Valerie's dad, Cesar, he ate his own mom, and then was like, I'm the powerful one now.
Yeah,
he ate her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
Oedipus complex
also said, "Hey Valerie, get some fucking soup. That shit fucking slaps, girl."
Yeah. He ate his mom. And then he got his daughter to eat his mom.
Oh, I love the fact that Valerie just looks at this soup that she's definitely never seen before, and it honestly just kind of looks like burnt ends in dark water.
That is what it was.
Yeah, that's fair. But she, without question, was like, "Time to eat this shit." It had to smell fucking weird. I mean, nothing about it.
It depends on how you season it, man.
I have another question.
They're white. It wasn't seasoned.
Wait.
That's fair. It was a lot of salt, 2 shakes of pepper.
Yeah.
So
and it was spicy.
How did they find out
spicy.
who the werewolf was? Do you guys remember specifically what it was that gave it away?
It was okay. The big reveal was just when he like suddenly changed from being grandma into him and pulled the curtain back.
How did Grandma and Henry find out?
Oh, because he stink.
So Solomon, who killed his own wife, who was a fucking werewolf, never smelled it?
No. He was smelling things. Remember Jared's moment?
That's a fair fucking point.
He was smelling shit when they were searching the village.
Let's talk about this.
Which makes this even worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have to talk about this. So, my guy Solomon, just walking down the middle of what I guess would be their main street.
And this is like a montage.
Yeah, they're. I guess everybody
They're
was
like searching
preparing
the village
and
for
searching the
stuff,
village,
yeah.
and somebody just throws. I think it was a wolf skin, like wolf.
No,
coat.
it was like clothing.
Yeah, but it looked like it was a fur. It looked like it was like kind of like silver and gray and white, like a wolf's fur.
I don't know.
Almost.
I just thought
Yeah.
it was like clothing. I wasn't.
It was
really
some
paying
sort of
attention.
fur.
It all happened so fast that I was like, oh my god. But yeah, and then right when he grabbed it, caught the article out of the air, Jared goes, "Let me smell this," and immediately,
Yeah.
Gary Oldman puts it to his face and
It's
breathes deep.
It's epic because not only does my guy Gary, who's like fucking fantastic in this because he's fucking great in everything he's in, he just like sticks the hand out right to the right, like he's walking towards the camera. Right arm comes up, hands just out, open, ready, open palm. The guy throws it, he catches it, no beat, doesn't miss shit. Just comes right up and starts to sniff it, but just before he does, my guy Jared's like, "Let me smell that!" And then I basically cried laughing for 2 minutes.
That was a good breaking moment. We had a couple of those.
We did.
Yeah, that one and your sword one was fucking great.
Because I fucking nailed it dead. Okay, so like, it was because Henry said something. He was like, I was right there, and I hid. I did nothing to help him.
Yeah, he was
And
basically
I was like,
blaming Peter for splitting the party up.
No. This is before then. This is when Valerie comes and meets him in the blacksmith shop while everyone's celebrating, and he's in the blacksmith shop, and he's like, "My dad's dead, and I'm mad about it." And then she comes in and she's trying to talk to him, and he's like, "I was there, but I'm a coward because I did nothing. He died, and I hid in the dark from the wolf." And it was like, and then that's when I was like, well, I mean, he was a man with a sword fighting a dog.
Yeah. Which, upon
It's
further
a
reflection, Jared and I
fair
are no
point.
longer sure we would have won that fight, but in the moment, it was funny as fuck.
I mean, I don't doubt that you would not have gotten out of it without scratches and scrapes or maybe a bite, but I do doubt that you could not kill a dog.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely
Give me a
believe that you
chihuahua.
could kill a
I'm
dog.
going to cut that little rat's head off.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to punch it across the street. You can cut that. Because I just
No,
talked about
dude,
mutilating
hey.
an animal. It's weird.
Hey, you know
Yeah.
what? No, what?
We're
all
going
I'm
to turn
saying
this
is
into
that-
the FBI at the end of the episode.
all I'm saying is that the best thing that could happen to us is that PETA gives us attention.
Oh, it'd be fun. I want to interact.
Someone report us to PETA, because we won't get canceled, but we will definitely gain an audience one way or the other.
I want to talk about the Sith Lord, Gary Oldman.
Sith Lord Gary Oldman is very good.
Because like he's just in this black robe, and immediately
For no
first
reason.
thought is he's a Sith Lord.
Yeah, he's a Sith Lord.
And now I want nothing more than Gary Oldman in
Yeah.
the Star Wars universe.
Honestly, that should have been the one good thing I had is that we have now found the perfect Sith Lord for a new Star Wars movie.
Yeah, like you would have to end the series after that, because there would be no one better than him.
Yeah, I mean,
How
you
amazing
could
would
not
it be
do-
to have him in Star Wars?
Yeah,
I want him in
10, 11, 12 now.
No, you know what? The movies, I don't have a lot of faith in them. Let's put him in his own Disney
Clone
Plus
Wars.
show, and let's let Jon Favreau direct it and Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Let's let them take care of
Yeah.
that because they're gonna do it right.
And
Dude, speak of the bad guy in Ahsoka. Why are we talking about
Bryce
this?
Dallas Howard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard would be the one to direct it.
I mean, at least let her do a couple of the episodes.
Yeah. But
Should we probably get back to this movie?
no, but can you just imagine him being like, "Given to the dark side"?
Part of me just wants him to be the guy from The Fifth Element with a lightsaber.
Yeah, Zerg.
His name was Zurg. That's right.
Yeah, because that's my favorite movie on the planet.
It's fucking incredible.
Well,
really
it has everything in it. So let's not talk about that because I can talk about The Fifth Element for 3 hours.
Yeah. It's so good. I don't. Okay.
So I wanted to bring this up. Like, we really didn't know who the werewolf was supposed to be. Like, Nathan obviously thought it was the father.
I did think
who,
it was
Nick.
Henry
Who did you think it was? You
Uh,
thought it was
Claude?
Peter, right? You thought it
Yeah,
was Claude.
Claude was the kind of like the village idiot, and yeah, I thought it was him because honestly, I did not think they were smart enough to have a red herring at all. I really
Yeah.
did not. And wow, I think that's the only time I have underestimated one of our movies, and it has backfired on me.
Yeah. And I kind of thought it was the grandmother because there were some hints. Obviously, they were throwing out hints to multiple characters. And so one of the things that we finally get is Wolfman's got nards.
Wolfman's got nards. Wolfman does got nards.
I knew Nathan would get that. Nick seems very confused.
Yeah, I'm like, haha.
I'm
in on the joke.
I legit want to do an episode on Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Just for Nick.
Okay.
It's one of the best movies ever made.
I think Nick would enjoy it.
Can we just for a quick moment? I feel like somehow we fucking glossed over this, but I love that after she shoves Gary Oldman's hand into her father's chest cavity to kill him, she's then like, "Hey, Peter, get a boat. We're going to the lake." And they literally take him to the lake. Peter cuts him open.
And she helps.
Yeah.
She helps.
And then he's like,
then
Valerie, you know the next step of this is we're going to stuff this motherfucker with rocks and drop him into the water.
Sew him up and then drop him into the lake.
Also, probably a better way to get rid of the body back then. I mean, people could have just thought he was killed by wolves.
I mean,
or the fucking wolf.
You could just bring him out into the woods and nature would have taken care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to bring him into the lake.
Also, I think the only person that would have known that this curse passed on through bloodlines was Solomon, who was dead. So probably have a good chance of being like, I'm good. I'm the fucking wolf's, daughter, but don't hang me because I killed him.
Yeah.
I saved you all. No?
So that I can eat you later.
Instead, I'm ready to fucking bury Daddy at the bottom of the lake with a bunch of rocks in his chest.
Yeah.
I also love that there's no loyalty in that village.
No, none whatsoever.
Like, my girl Roxanne is so ready to throw Valerie under the bus.
Immediately.
So quick. Now, to be fair, her brother was in a giant, iron or brass toasting in an elephant.
In an elephant.
But the thing about that was I was willing to accept that. That's fine. You're panicking because your brother's literally roasting alive. But then that bitch, Roxanne, has the audacity to turn around and try and help Valerie later.
Yeah.
And nothing has upset me more than I think in any movie we've ever watched that. I yelled, "Oh, fuck this." I was so mad.
It was an interesting moment.
It didn't make any sense.
Wild.
There could have been just another random girl that just was like, I want to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. They specifically used her because it was supposed to be a redemption moment for her.
But
fuck her. No.
Yeah, but why Peter wearing a glove?
I also don't understand how the fuck he got out of that elephant.
It's just to throw you off.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
How'd he get out of the elephant? But
Okay.
also, why is he wearing a glove?
It's literally the same as the other decisions made in this movie because they needed the plot to happen.
He's wearing a glove because we all know, and we were taught this in high school, no glove, no love.
Jared's onto it.
I don't know what that means.
That's fair. You probably don't.
Probably don't.
I don't know what that means.
He's like, man, if there ain't no glove, don't worry. I still got lots of love.
Like, I grew up like super good church boy. I was a good church boy.
Now, everyone at home, I want you to be really focused on the word was.
Was. Yeah.
But it's fine. I do church sometime. Sometimes. Yeah.
All right, let's get into this fucking wolf mask that they put on Valerie.
Oh, boy.
Because it is, first off, ridiculous. Second off, it has magical powers. And the magical powers are that it makes her narrate the movie all of a sudden.
Oh, that's right. I'm so glad you brought this up because I got something following this too.
Yeah. But she also does it later. But in no way. Like it's like they took the movie. They literally, and it's not like they literally took the movie from like third person, and then they made it first person.
Yeah. And all you had to do, right, is have her narrate the start, and then that bit wouldn't have been fucking weird because she would have.
It was very weird.
Yeah, like if you're gonna limit your narrator, right? Throw them in at the beginning, maybe at the end. That's fine. But if you're going to throw them in the middle, you have to have had them, I feel like, start out the movie by some narration. Otherwise, it's, like you said, fucking weird that out of nowhere this character is just narrating to us.
Like, it's weird because I think this movie is a superhero movie.
Well,
I'm here for this.
Okay.
Let's do it.
No, let's follow this.
The mask has superpowers that makes her narrate.
Fair.
And the fucking werewolf is Captain America throwing shields all over
We
the fucking
also-
place.
He did take out a soldier from like 200 feet away with a shield.
He did.
We also got our next villain in this sequel. Did y'all catch that? It was in that scene. The girl that comes up to her and is talking shit to her in that mask
Oh, yeah.
is
Yeah.
creepy as fuck. Like, all of a sudden, she
'Cause
went
she's
from like
you're too perfect.
yeah,
you're
and she
too
literally,
beautiful.
she
Yeah.
even like had this like super
Jesus.
creepy evil villain look that she was giving her. Like, not too long now, the wolf's coming, and I'm like, I fucking hope she's the wolf, and you get to kill her. Like, what the fuck is this? Because she's as bad as the wolf. She's sitting here smiling, like happy as fuck about this.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
And the thing was, I think that was the first time we saw that little girl.
Yeah. I don't
She just
remember
came in and was
seeing
mad. She's
her
like,
at
Yeah,
all.
no
you're
idea.
pretty, and because of that, I hope you get gutted. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
You're pretty. Very unlike your
Shit.
sister.
Yeah.
They did
Jesus.
they kept hammering in how much Valerie was pretty and her sister was not. I hope that actress is doing okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a theory as to why that mask has magical powers.
Okay.
Because it looks like Frank the Bunny from
It does kind of look
No,
like Frank the
it
Bunny.
looks like Frank the Bunny fucked Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear. That's what it looks like.
I think he just
So,
looks
yeah.
more like the Gimp mask in Pulp Fiction, right?
No.
Wasn't that one kind of an elongated face like that?
No.
No, it's just
No?
it's just like a leather mask with a zipper over the mouth.
Yeah.
I thought that he had the like. No, okay.
Have you
It's been a long time.
Have you
since
seen
I've
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
Just checking.
Would you like me to prove it?
No.
by
No,
knowing
that's
more
okay.
of the movie?
I didn't know what you were gonna do.
I mean,
was afraid you were gonna
like-
pull your pants down.
All right, let's get back
I-
into this movie. How about that? All right, there's this weird dream sequence that we get,
Yo, I forgot about that.
and they did it specifically for the what big blank you have,
Yep.
right?
Eyes.
Yeah,
ears,
and it's
teeth.
like all of a sudden in this dream sequence, Valerie's in bed with her grandmother.
You know what I
and
mean? Yo,
is
who
like,
wouldn't want to
oh,
be?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, grandma, what big eyes you have, what big ears you have, what big teeth you have, and then all of a sudden she just wakes up. Like they did it specifically just to put this into the movie.
Yes, and it also drove her to her mother's house.
Grandmother's house.
Her grandmother's house. Sorry, yeah, her grandmother's house, so that she could like save her. She was like, I feel something weird about grandma. I'm going to her house. And then she runs into what's his name, Peter, on the way. And then
Peter?
she
Yeah.
stabs him.
She stabs Peter.
She stabs Peter, runs inside.
Well, she
And-
stabs Peter because she is very suspicious all of a sudden because he's wearing the glove on his right hand, and we know that at the church the werewolf had stepped on the holy ground and burnt his right hand, so she thinks that he's the werewolf because of
Yeah.
that.
Also, after that, my guy just pulls a Batman and just disappears.
Yeah, just
He's
gone.
just gone. And then
no
No tracks.
footprints in the
No
snow.
tracks.
No
and
blood,
she-
no nothing.
I don't know. I guess she stabbed him. It kind of looked like a cut up down, but I don't know. I just don't think the actress knows what she's doing, or probably just had no direction because actually she's pretty good at what she does. But, and then my guy just shows back up later. So she cuts him right, and he goes down on his knees. Like he looks like she just like fucking seppuku'd his ass, and he's like his whole guts are ripped open. He goes down on his knees, then Ghost, Batman, bam, he's done. And then he comes
maybe it was emotional.
back. I mean, yeah, that's fair, maybe, but he still comes back. I'm gonna be honest with you, 100%. He's supposed to be pushing her away. Oh wait, no. At this
No,
point,
not anymore.
oh, that's
Not
right.
anymore.
Which also, like, what was the point of that? Couldn't they have kept that? So when she's
romantic tension,
like,
because
oh, God, it didn't work.
without the love story aspect of this movie would have been over in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. It was one of the most least interesting mysteries I've ever like, because like I love that they're
Well, hold on. Okay, so I will say this: the mystery of like who done it was actually okay.
that's because they were
Because
like brown
we were
eyes,
never-
and then they
yeah.
made sure they cast everybody with brown eyes.
Everybody but
Like, they
Amanda
didn't do
had fucking
yeah.
brown
Gary
eyes.
Oldman had blue eyes also.
Okay,
There were
fair.
a few,
but we already knew that Gary Oldman wasn't the werewolf
But-
anyway, because he killed his wife, who was a werewolf. So
But maybe it could have been a cover. But yeah, he had blue eyes.
Yeah.
Well, also I like the fact that like when this wolf is staring her down and talking to her, and then it turns its eye human. One, why? And two, if a giant werewolf is talking to you and literally about to rip you and your friend apart, you're really going to notice that's a human eye and not just a werewolf's eye that's changed
I mean, it's
a
a
bit.
giant eye that went from being like yellow with like a. Honestly, like they made the eyes look more like snake eyes than like a wolf's eye.
almost
Because
yeah.
wolf's eyes are like dog's eyes, which are very similar to human eyes.
Like at the end, yes. But in that moment where we first find out that this werewolf is able to talk to Valerie,
Yeah.
it didn't look like snake eyes in that moment. But at the grandmother's house, yes, it did look like snake eyes.
Yeah, it was like the giant full eye contacts they put on Michael Jackson in the Thriller video. And you're laughing. I'm serious that it looked like that when he turns into the wolf.
I even said, okay, Thriller, while we were watching it. When he throws
yeah.
Peter through the like wall and like goes to kind of... Wait a minute. When Peter shows up and that whole scene happens and he like throws Peter like into the back of the grandma's house, he then just kind of turns around and comes back and doesn't like finish killing Peter. Oh my God. I love that Peter comes in with an axe and is like, I forgot what he says, but he's like, you're easy to kill, or you don't look that tough.
He's like, you're not so strong in the daytime.
Yeah, that's right. And then he comes in with the axe, like swings it, and her dad just catches it like it's fucking nothing. And he's like, well, guess right there, huh? And then they have
That
the
was pretty
lamest
funny.
fight I think I've ever seen. And I don't understand. He throws him right, and he's like, oh, I'm going to go over there and finish this and come back for my daughter. But then she's like, Daddy? And he's like, oh, fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to come get stabbed in the chest because we got to fucking end this movie.
Theory. What if the dad just wanted to bite Peter because he liked Peter because they worked together, and he liked Peter being with his daughter because of the whole like, I'm gonna like save you or whatever, and then they're gonna do like, maybe he's gonna bite Peter and her so that they can live on together as
They can
wolves.
make werewolf puppies.
They
together.
can have a litter.
I mean,
yeah,
I
that
feel
would have
like
been fine. That's
that
not
would
what
explain
happened.
why he didn't kill him. He bit him, and then he would be like,
yeah,
"Oh no, I'm bit," and he would be like,
once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah.
Also, you know what's a really good example
What's
of how to
beating?
do that whole thing well is the Dawn of the Dead remake. When the guy gets jumped at the end, the zombie actually bites him in that fight sequence. Like, you can see it bite him. But
Yeah.
in this, you can't until they're like, oh, but now we have to reveal it for you. And so they do a flashback.
because
and
he
show-
has wolf reflexes.
yeah, I forgot about that. He's a super wolf.
He's a super wolf. He's stronger than his dad was.
Yeah, they mentioned that. And then he's like, you'll
And
be
then
stronger than me. I'm like, why did you even write
Why-
that? Do
why-
we give
why-
a fuck? Why
why-
are you power
yeah.
scaling a werewolf we're never going to get to see?
Yeah, should have bit her.
I mean, I would have preferred a fucking, like, 30 Days of Night ending where Valerie's like, fuck it, let's rock. Is like, Peter, bite me, and then she fights Dad on the next full moon. Like, that would have been way cooler than this bullshit.
When I mean, Dad was dead though. When she found out about him being bit.
Yeah, Dad was.
No,
Dad was dead.
I'm saying you would have to rewrite that.
Yeah. So what I would have preferred is that, because I kept saying like, bite me, because she's looking at me like, fucking bite me, dude. And then he never bites her, and then he goes away in the boat, and like legit, like, he should have just bit her and then they could be together.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like if you're both werewolves, you're not going to kill each other, right?
Yeah.
Because you both turn at the same time.
Well,
and here's the thing. He can't kill her. She is a third
She would be
generation, and
stronger.
they made sure we knew she would be stronger.
yeah.
So bite her and turn her ass.
But here's the thing: he doesn't even have to bite her. Like they can still go off and live somewhere else, and he would just change into a werewolf every
because,
now and then.
And the thing is,
then
he had. Sorry.
The whole thing is like we know that he wouldn't just go like rabid and just kill her for no reason because her father didn't do that.
Her father had full fucking control
Yeah,
of himself.
he knew exactly what he was doing the whole fucking movie.
Which also, if you can think as a werewolf like that, the problem should have been so much fucking easier to solve. Like, you should have been able to clear out that town fucking easy. I mean, you're already twisted. Like, you're already having her eat grandma. Like, why are you not just killing fucking everybody in one night, being done with it, and move on? Take your daughter and go.
Yeah. Eat everyone.
This movie made no sense.
Eat all they ass.
And we could have watched Anaconda.
We could have.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into ratings. Nick, what are you rating this movie?
I'm giving it a skull. Ha! No, I'm not. Fuck this piece of shit. Can I give it -2 skulls?
No, you cannot.
I don't appreciate that, Jared. I'm going to give it -2. But since I can't, it gets no skull. Fuck this thing.
Nathan?
I'm going to give it a skull.
God damn it.
I
Of
quit.
course you are.
I'm no
Okay,
longer on
why?
this podcast.
No, hear me out.
I'm
Hear me
out.
out. It was kind of fun.
No.
Like, the whole journey was kind of fun. Like, so I'm a person that loves, like, solving puddles.
Puddles?
I like solving puddles, figuring out whose pee they came out of. I like to solve puzzles. I like riddles. And for me, like, the thing that kept me the most entertained in this movie was, like, I bet it's this person. Like, I literally will watch anything if there's, like, any kind of murder mystery.
Yeah.
Like, because I figure out who it is. Even if I don't figure it out until the end, I look into this shit and I love it. And so for this reason alone, I'm giving it a skull. Because I would watch it with someone else. I would rewatch it again. Just because I want to find out all of the other... Because I was keeping a mental list of all of the clues that were saying that it's the dad.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you have given this a skull if you were not correct in your suspicion of who
Bullshit.
the werewolf was?
No. I would because I would have been impressed that they tricked me.
All right.
Because,
that's fair.
Yeah, because I'm pretty good at this stuff. All right, Jared, what are you going to give it?
All right, I'm not going to give it a skull. I mean, it had all the hope and promise, and also a really good cast. I will say that.
It did have a great
cast.
cast.
Is great.
The effects were terrible.
But effects weren't all that great. But I mean, we're talking about 2011, so
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. I mean, I just can't realistically give this a skull.
that's fine. It's on you.
You're not going to take it personally?
No, it's fine. It's fucking fine. I don't give a shit.
He's going to start messaging his other friends on the side. These fucking idiots did
I'm
like
gonna tell everybody I know that listens to the show, hey, watch this movie before.
Imagine hating Red
Yeah,
Riding
this movie-
Hood.
yeah,
Fucking masterpiece from
fuck.
2011.
Yeah, all these fucking haters, man. This movie fucking ruled.
This weekend, when I go to the bar, I'm just going to be like, did you guys know that Gary Oldman was in a Red Riding Hood movie? And I'm going to get so many people to watch this piece of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Hey,
that's on you.
No,
Yeah.
Hey, that's a skull.
No, it's not.
I counted a skull. It's a moral skull.
But it's fine. I gave it -2, so it's only +1 for me.
All right. So, hey, thanks for listening, everybody. If you want to join in the conversation, you can find us on TikTok at Spoop Squad Podcast, where we post TikTok videos. If you don't know what those are, sorry, boomer. If you want to find us on Twitter, we are at Spoop Squad, and on Facebook, we are at The Squad Podcast. You can also email us at spoopsquad@gmail.com. Hit us up. Let us know movies that you want us to watch, and maybe we will. Maybe we won't. We'll try. I brought you some biscuits.